1, 2, 1, 2. Welcome back to New Dexter Who Dis.
Who dis?
This is Michelle and Marsh. Coming in.
Yep.
Coming in hot.
What? Is it? Oh, is it?
Coming in hot.
We're gonna take a stab at it. Was it?
All right.
That's why I'm here.
Yep. So we're about to watch Dexter Original Sin, The Big Bad Body Problem. So yeah. Really excited to see where we're going, right? I mean, how many episodes we have left? We've got,
I don't know. They took a little bit of a break there. There was a couple weeks off. I mean,
well, this is episode 7.
Yeah.
Out of what, like 10?
I don't know.
All right. So we are wondering, are they going to actually solve who this kidnapper is? Is Dexter going to find out? Because I feel like we've been getting a few clues here and there, but it hasn't been like in the past where you know exactly like, hey, this is the person we're hunting.
Yeah. It feels like a thing that sort of keeps happening a little bit. So I do wonder, is this actually one where he's going to find and solve like he has all the other ones? Or is it going to be one where that big bad actually goes over through maybe 2 seasons? Maybe it's the idea of like, I'm wondering if that's the plan. Like, plant these little seeds here. So we see Dexter learn how to perfect his craft, but all the while there's this little thing chirping in the back of his ear about this little kid. And then maybe by the time second season comes around, they're on that guy's tail. They know who it is. But maybe not. Maybe they get straight to it. Maybe they really, hit the gas at the end. I don't know.
I guess they could. That just seems like a stretch. Like, it seems like you really have to have a lot of mini stories in between that to stretch it out, right? To make it...
Yeah.
To make that that build just that important, right? And I feel like we've really just, like I said, only gotten like little sprinkles here and there of a kid, looking from a dungeon or something. So I do I kind of want it to build up a little bit more if they are going to do that. Like I want this ramped up, but we'll see.
Yeah, they're going to ramp up one way or another, but
here we go. Done. Well, now what? And it's morning? Oh. I gotta ask, when does Dexter sleep, okay? Because he seems to never sleep, and you need that to get sharp, to be sharp.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I really wish that they explained.
They don't talk about his sleep or his physical fitness.
Right? Well, not yet, but... Oh.
This guy is super not stiff.
Yeah.
Is that not a thing? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, I thought depends. If he killed him late at night, right?
I don't know. Does rigor mortis set in and stay? Or does it, do you soften up after a while? I don't know.
I thought rigor mortis set in within, 24 hours.
Yeah, I thought it set in pretty quick, I thought that was it. I thought you never go, soft again.
Maybe it hasn't technically been 24 hours. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that it's under 24 hours.
Oh.
Okay, and now it's just... Oh, that's really obvious. You even left him in the plastic. You didn't even take the plastic.
Didn't even cut him up.
No.
Just full body.
LaGuardia, come on. Look, nobody is actually shitting you.
Captain, there's no shit upon you, before you.
Who was with that line, guys?
Nothing was taken from them.
Can we pause?
Oh my god.
We are just dying at this one line that is from LaGuardia where the boss is saying, look, let's talk about serial killers.
Are you shitting me, LaGuardo?
Are you shitting me, LaGuardia?
No one is shitting me, Captain.
I'm sorry, Marsh and I are just dying at this line. Her deadpan of, no one is shitting you, sir.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was necessary, but it has us dying.
I have brought you none shit, Captain, I promise you. Of all the shitting I do, none is on you. Okay? Captain?
But I will say I do like the development of, Dexter and Deb's bond, how, she's pretty much willing to lose her best friend over standing up for Dex. I really like how that's starting to build, because before, he's just my annoying dweeb brother, but now it's like, no, I'm gonna stand up for him. Like, that's kind of a big deal, because throughout this whole thing, Dexter's been looked at as the annoying sibling. So yeah, I'm liking it. That's all I got. Yeah, so it's interesting how Dexter's trying to get these ideas of how to dispose of the body, right? Mm-hmm. And so you see these notorious serial killers, and he's just trying to get some sort of inspiration. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's really weird. I really liked the scene in and of itself. It had been really fun to make. Let's do Little Son of Sam, Gacy, Ed Gein, all that shit. And it's fun to show, like, hey, look at Dexter knows his serial killers. He researches them all, right? Mm. But if he's looking for dumping grounds on ways to do it, he's looking up all these people who were caught because of the way they dumped the bodies. They literally were caught by the evidence of the body. Mm. So it's almost like the worst examples of... But which at the same time is kind of like, okay, what not to do? What did these guys do?
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
I'm hoping we get into a scene here shortly where he starts looking up the other ones. So how about the Zodiacs? How about not the BTK, but start looking up some of the ones that we know exist, but they never caught.
And I hope that he comes across the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
Remember? That one wasn't caught until he was an adult. He was the one that got him.
If he can... So, the Tooth Fairy one would be a good one. Actually, when I think about it, it would be really cool, just as a weird little nod to true crime nerds, if he was looking up guys like BTK, like the Golden State Killer, the ones who we caught years later.
Right.
The ones where, in his current iteration, they wouldn't have caught him.
Yeah.
They hadn't caught BTK yet.
Yep.
So, it would be cool to see if he was like, hey... These are ones that no one knows, right?
Right.
Or even the idea, especially with the Golden State Killer, he was actually two different killers that turned into one because he had two different regions.
Yeah.
So what if he was looking into one region and then the other? Because it wasn't until DNA that they linked it all.
Yeah.
So it's like, so he could be looking up the same guy and not know. Like, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a little too nerdy.
No, I think that's good. But also you have a theory on who is the one, the killer
of LaGuardia.
Of LaGuardia's...
LaGuardia, the one she's not shitting on. I'm not shit. No one's shitting you,
no
Captain.
One's shitting you, Captain.
I shit you not.
Okay, so we've got a theory.
I think that because in the last one, and it didn't even really click, although I remember hearing it when it happened, but then they did the recap on the top.
Yeah.
He used an ice pick to the back of the head in the last one. I think that this is Dexter's brother. I think we're learning how the ice pick killer, the ice truck killer, figures out his way, right? We're watching him learn how to kill, what he likes about it, right? And he's perfecting it. So I think that this is all going to be sloppy, and then all of a sudden it's just going to dry up.
Okay.
And I think that all of a sudden by the last season it's going to be like, nothing. He must have stopped.
Well,
and
yeah,
something like that, right?
Because when we meet Dexter's brother, Brian, he's a professional, right? He's working in the healthcare industry. Yeah. So he's
been doing it a long time.
Yep.
He's been doing it the whole time because that was the whole thing.
And he's a perfectionist and
Yeah.
So it's very possible.
This could be and should be, in my mind, you're watching both of them learn their ways.
That would be cool. That would be cool if they both separate young, but they both do the same thing, essentially.
Yeah.
Trial and error of their...
And starting their careers at the same time.
Yep.
Right? They're both starting right now. They both, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So that's my hunch.
That's a good theory, actually. I really like that.
Well, I am pretty damn smart.
Okay. All right. Let's continue. What was that?
Wait, was that you? Blood slide. This is his first blood slide.
Oh my god!
His first blood slide. There it is. Boom.
Perfect.
Look at him. And he's going to look at it and sniff it. Oh, look at him. Oh, look, he got a little fucking serial killer boner.
I always got good at saving things. I just got in. I do love the development of Dexter and the blood slide, how we see him just, taking it in. And that, yeah, I just love the imagery of it too. Him holding it up, looking at it. That was really cool. Thoughts?
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, because we mentioned it early on. Obviously, he's going to have to figure out how he likes his trophies. Mm-hmm. So what's going to be the thing that really gets him to it? We knew it had to do with the lab at some point, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it was really good that they actually showed him making his first blood slide.
Yeah.
Not ever, right? Obviously, we're going to assume in school he had done a bunch, and that's why he's there. But for us, it's the first time we've seen him do one. Yeah. And he's staring at it all crazy. I'm a little confused about the blood results, and maybe I just didn't hear every word they said, but we were talking about it, and they said, we overnighted the thing, and I was like, that's funny, because that stuff takes weeks to months. But then when they got the results back, they only had the blood type. Well, blood typing is actually a much quicker process.
Okay. So
it doesn't give you as much information. It's just like you said, a positive. So what is it, just to say that it would make sense why they could get it back so fast, but also I don't know why, if they had a full blood slide worth, they didn't get more information. Or if there's still blood on there, why didn't they pull several samples and send a few out? So yeah, a little weird, and I'm going to be a little annoyed if he uses that blood slide to match it to him without question. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then be like, okay, but they couldn't actually run that test before. Like, I'll be annoyed by that bit if they go that way. But yeah, I think it's awesome. Great twist with the thing. Almost makes you wonder with the wrist when they showed it if he was,
Yep. So we found out who the actual big bad guy is.
Yeah.
Right. It's the whole.
It's Patrick
chief.
Dempsey.
Yep. It's Chief. Right.
Yep.
And his revelation of, oh my God, how did I not see this? I mean, I know you say, oh, there's motive, but it just seems really bizarre and extreme to me. But okay, we'll go with it. The dad is a kidnapper.
But I didn't say anything about a motive. What are you talking about?
Well, you said there's motive there.
No, I'm going to say you have to provide motive there because it's a really weird way to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, when they showed it, I was like, well, motive's going to be really important here because what the fuck is it?
Well, and I'm sure they're going to go the route of, a messy divorce, right? Him being looked at as, the bad guy in the marriage, the family. That's the only thing I can really think of, but it just seems like a really weird roundabout way to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me at all, the way you described it. Okay. But at the same time, I was thinking the same thing. I just can't think of one that makes sense. That's why I said motive's going to be so important, because that's all.
It's weird.
It feels like such a stretch that it's not even sticky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just have no idea where they're going with why he would do this to other kids and then his own.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious to get to there because I know they're going to have one, right? They're not going to just be like, well, he's just crazy.
He's just, yeah.
So I am kind of, I think it's a really fascinating one. I like it. It leaves me with a ton of questions, and that's perfect.
Yeah. And I do like, just going back to, Deb punches her nemesis in the face, gets suspended. I do like when she's asking Dexter, or when she's explaining it to him and he says, I got more advice for you, for later. She's all, what? Don't get caught. I love that it's just a nugget of something that she would just not think of, right, until fast forward, 15 years later, when she discovers Dexter's a serial killer. I like the idea of that, maybe that was one of her thoughts, right? Oh my God, he did tell me when we were kids, just don't get caught, and I didn't think about it. I like those little nuggets of the future and the past kind of making sense.
Well, also, I feel like that in the original series, Dexter was always saying things to Deb that was their version of winking to the camera. You know what I mean? He was always saying things to her with a smirk that was constantly because I'm a serial killer and you don't know. And so this is just the first time that kind of happened too. So yeah, it just was another one of those little nods.
Yeah. But overall, pretty good episode. We're seeing, Dexter's mom get involved with the drug cartel a bit more. That was an interesting scene. I really think I think she just wants to be naked the whole series.
It's her gimmick.
It is. It's really peculiar, but I'm like, all right, we'll go with it. But yeah, it's interesting to see this, like, well, maybe they trust her, maybe not. Like, are they going to discover she's working for the cops at the very end, or do they actually trust her right now? Like, I'm kind of going back and forth with, how they discover that Mosley's undercover and kill her at the end.
Well, they certainly don't trust her at all. The cartel told the other guy, keep an eye on her. They're making her strip naked and sit in a pool so that they know she's not wired. They don't trust her at all. Well, then why? This is a setup.
All right. Because, yeah, all right then.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it. This is how she dies.
Why give her any hope then? Like, why invite her and, like, want to meet her?
To get her there.
But
that's the point of a setup. You have to get them there.
Yeah, but if you already pretty much believe it, then it's just like, all right, let's not waste our time anymore. Why wouldn't they just get rid of her?
This is how they're going to get rid of her.
All right, okay. I'm just saying, it seems like an extra step is all. But yeah, really, really good episode, I think, though. It's moving along. Like, I mean...
Yeah, this one was really important. This one, I feel like, did 6 weeks worth of work in one episode.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely not going to stretch this bad guy out for another season. You know, this is going to get resolved within, I think, an episode or two.
Yeah, that's going to get solved real quick now. So, yeah, I mean, it's funny because we started this episode going in being like, look, they're really slow playing it. I can see them dragging it out another 5 episodes. And then now it's kind of like, okay, no, we're going to wrap this up right now.
Yeah. We're not only are we going to, like, have a hunch, we're going to show you the bad guy, which is a different twist, right? Because usually we see the bad guy so much earlier in the season. So,
but now we know why. Because this was going to be such a good twist that you could not reveal this early.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you had to wait till you're ready to pull the trigger. And Dexter had to be ready to do it. So it makes a ton of sense. So... kind of fun to get this far in and then think about all the things we were kind of like unsure of and complaining about, and then feeling the intentionality of it all.
And I wonder at this point, so if we know who the bad guy is, if Dexter actually, is able to get him, how is he going to dispose of him? At this point, he's really up in the air. I like how he asked the whole staff, like, hey, how would you get rid of a body?
The fucking look that Christian Slater gives Dexter, because he says this is like, okay, enough with the gallows humor, like, okay, quit joking around, and then he looks at Dexter only the way that a father looks at their kid who just said the dumbest fucking thing, but he's in public and can't tell him he just embarrassed him, but just like, what's the matter with you? Like, it was that look of like, why? What's wrong with you?
Just a smack on the back of the head, kind of.
The fucking look was perfect. Just that, like, Dex.
So, but is he gonna take one of those comments to heart? Is he gonna go to a construction site now? Or, I mean, although I like how he was like kind of weighing the pros and cons of each.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
So analytically, like that was cool to see. But yeah, I like this like building the trust with the whole staff, really. Like he's really making these connections with each person. Like, hey man, I'll keep your secret. And like, oh man, good eye, Dexter, and glad you caught that. Like he's really building a rapport for himself, which is cool to see that beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think. If you're liking this season, we're pretty into it. I mean, there's nothing here that we're like gonna stop watching.
Yeah.
But I wonder if other fans are also like true crime nerds and they're like picking up these things too.
Some little stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But let us know what you guys think. Thanks for checking us out.
Yeah, thanks for coming through and killing it with us.
We will see you next time.